It's 10:36 p.m. I've missed my daughter's school play again. My name is Alex Bennett, and I've worked at Sterling Manufacturing for 6 years. Tonight, I finally ask about the 22 hours of unpaid overtime on my check. My supervisor, Derek Palmer, laughs in front of the entire staff. You've got a mortgage, don't you? Be grateful you even have steady work. Everyone hears it. I feel my face burn. I need this job. That's exactly why he thinks he owns me. My hands shake as I walk back to my station. The other workers avoid eye contact. Derek's smirk follows me across the floor. I clock out at midnight, exhausted and humiliated. At home, my wife Claire hands me a late payment warning. We're behind on our mortgage. Those missing overtime hours? That's the difference between keeping our house and losing it. My daughter Lily asks why I missed her play. I lie and say there was an emergency at work. She looks disappointed but hugs me anyway. I feel like the worst father in the world. Claire tries to comfort me, but I see the worry in her eyes. We sit at the kitchen table, sorting through bills we can't pay. The stack grows taller every month. I comb through 3 months of pay stubs at the kitchen table. Thousands missing. It's not a glitch or accident. I see a pattern emerging. Every week, my overtime gets shaved down. Hours I definitely worked just disappear. I compare my time cards with my actual clock-in records on my phone. The numbers don't match. Someone is deliberately altering my hours. I feel sick to my stomach. This isn't just happening to me. It can't be. I start asking around carefully at work. 2 co-workers, Brian and Sam, quietly admit they've noticed the same thing. We're all afraid to speak up. A co-worker named Patricia quietly shows me something terrifying. She works in payroll and risks her job by sharing this. Corporate has a policy capping reported overtime at 10 hours per week. Anything above it gets reclassified as regular hours. The system automatically edits time entries overnight. This isn't just Derek. This is company-wide theft. Patricia's hands tremble as she shows me the internal memo. They've been doing this for 2 years, she whispers. I feel rage building inside me. How many employees have they stolen from? How much money have they taken? Patricia makes me promise not to mention her name. She has kids to feed too. I report it to HR, hoping they'll help. The HR manager, Victoria Cole, smiles too politely. We'll look into it, she says in that fake sweet voice. 2 hours later, Derek calls me into his office. He knows everything I said. HR forwarded my complaint directly to him. My stomach drops. Victoria betrayed me. Derek leans back in his chair, looking pleased with himself. You've got a problem with how things work here, he asks coldly. I try to explain, but he cuts me off. We're done talking, he says. I leave his office knowing I've made a terrible mistake. He closes the door behind me. You've got 2 kids, right? Derek says it casually, but the thread is clear. He knows about Lily and my son Jake. Careful. Layoffs are coming. He taps his pen on the desk, watching my reaction. It's not a warning. It's a message. Keep quiet or lose everything. I nod slowly, my throat tight. He dismisses me with a wave. Walking back to my station, I feel trapped. How can I fight a system designed to crush people like me? That night, I barely sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see Derek's smug face. Suddenly, I'm underperforming. Late once because of traffic. Documented. Small mistake on a form. Written warning. They're building a case to fire me. Derek watches me constantly now. Every move I make gets scrutinized. My coworkers notice and start distancing themselves. Nobody wants to be associated with a marked man. I received 3 write-ups in 2 weeks for things that were never issues before. My file grows thick with complaints. I know what's happening. They're creating a paper trail to justify my termination. My hands shake every time I clock in. I'm walking on eggshells, waiting for the axe to fall. I overhear executives on speaker in Derek's office. I'm passing by to use the bathroom when I hear it. We can't afford an audit this quarter, someone says. Another voice adds, if one employee pushes this, we make an example of him. They're talking about me. My blood runs cold. I press against the wall, listening. They discuss strategies to discredit me. One executive suggests planting evidence of poor performance. Another laughs. I realize I'm the example they plan to destroy. I hurry away before anyone sees me. That night, I start planning my defense. I stop reacting. I start recording everything legally where permitted. Screenshots of time edits at 2 a.m. emails about cost control. I photograph the payroll spreadsheets Patricia showed me. I keep a detailed log of every conversation with Derek. I save everything to a secure cloud account. My phone becomes my weapon. Every piece of evidence gets documented and backed up. I'm quiet at work, keeping my head down. But at home, I'm building my case. Claire helps me organize everything into folders. We work late into the night, preparing for war. They call me in. Position eliminated. No severance because of my performance issues. Derek hands me the termination letter with a satisfied smile. I'm being laid off effective immediately. 6 years of loyal service gone. They think fear will silence me. The security guard escorts me out. I pack my desk while co-workers watch. Some look sympathetic. Most look away. I walk through the parking lot, carrying a box of my belongings. Derek watches from his office window. They underestimated what fear turns into. It turns into fury. I sit in my car in the driveway, unable to go inside. How do I tell Claire and the kids? I feel like I failed them completely. The house payment is due in 12 days. We have maybe 3 weeks of savings. I stare at our front door, paralyzed. Then I open my laptop right there in the driver's seat. The dome light illuminates the screen. I pull up the Department of Labor website. My hands hover over the keyboard. Then I start typing. If they want to destroy me, I'll take them down with me. Instead of applying for jobs, I file a formal wage theft complaint. Not just unpaid overtime. Systemic payroll manipulation affecting dozens of employees. I attach everything, screenshots, photos, my detailed logs, Patricia's documents. The upload takes 20 minutes. My finger hovers over the submit button. Then I press it. The screen confirms my complaint was received. Case number assigned. I feel something shift inside me. I'm not powerless anymore. I forward a copy to 3 different labor attorneys. Within an hour, 2 respond asking to meet. I schedule appointments for tomorrow. Within a week, former co-workers text me. IT is wiping servers. Managers are ordering employees to sign revised timesheets. Sterling is trying to erase history. Brian sends me a photo of the new timesheets. Sam forwards an email ordering everyone to verify their hours for accuracy. They're panicking. Patricia texts. They know someone reported them. I tell her to keep her head down. The company is scrambling to cover their tracks. But they're too late. I already have everything saved. My attorney, Michelle Torres, assures me the evidence is rock solid. They're making it worse, she says, smiling. A terrified payroll supervisor named Frank sent me a file before resigning. An internal memo from corporate. Overtime suppression initiative increases quarterly profit by 11%. Signed by regional executives. Frank writes, I can't be part of this anymore. The memo is dated 18 months ago. This proves they knew. They deliberately stole from us. It's bigger than we thought. This wasn't Derek acting alone. This was corporate policy. I forward it to Michelle immediately. She calls within minutes. This changes everything, she says. Her voice trembles with excitement. This is a federal case now. The labor office doesn't contact me first. They contact corporate leadership. Then Derek. A state investigator named Carson arrives at Sterling unannounced. He thought he was untouchable. Now Derek's pacing in his glass office, pale and sweating. Employees whisper about the official-looking man asking questions. Victoria from HR rushes around with files. The regional manager flies in for an emergency meeting. I hear all this from Brian, who still works there. Derek keeps glancing at his phone like he's waiting for rescue. No rescue is coming. The investigators are thorough. They want everything. I receive a cease and desist letter accusing me of data theft. Sterling's legal team is trying to scare me into silence. They claim I stole proprietary information. The letter threatens legal action if I don't withdraw my complaint. Michelle reads it and laughs. This is desperation, she says. She files a response documenting that everything I have was obtained legally. The labor investigator Carson tells me something powerful. Retaliation adds penalties. Sterling just made their situation exponentially worse. Michelle drafts a counterclaim for retaliation. We're not backing down. They just handed us more ammunition. Someone inside corporate leaks the story to a local journalist named Amy Chen. Wait, I can't use Chen. Someone inside corporate leaks the story to a local journalist named Amy Brennan. Headline: Regional employer accused of systemic wage theft. The article names Sterling Manufacturing. It details the overtime scheme. Current and former employees are quoted anonymously. The story goes viral on social media. Local news picks it up. Amy's phone number floods my messages. She wants an interview. I consult Michelle. Do it, she says. Public pressure helps. I agree to meet Amy tomorrow. Sterling's PR team goes into crisis mode. An attorney named Wallace Cruz contacts me. Other employees are coming forward. Dozens at first, then hundreds across multiple Sterling facilities. It becomes a class action lawsuit. Wallace specializes in wage theft cases. He partners with Michelle. Together, they're formidable. Current employees risk their jobs to join. Former employees emerge with their own stories. The case grows massive. Sterling's stock price drops 5% in one day. Investors demand answers. The board calls an emergency meeting. Brian texts me. Everyone's talking about you. You're a hero here. I don't feel like a hero. I feel like I'm fighting for survival. Investors panic. Stock dips 12% total. Corporate suspends several managers, including Derek. Internal investigation launched. The board hires an outside firm to audit payroll practices. Derek is placed on administrative leave. Victoria gets demoted. Regional executives scramble to distance themselves from the policy. Everyone claims they didn't know. Everyone blames someone else. The company issues a public apology without admitting wrongdoing. Wallace and Michelle reject it. We want accountability, Wallace tells reporters. Sterling's biggest clients start reviewing their contracts. The company is hemorrhaging money and reputation. Derek calls me from a block number. I recognize his voice immediately. I was just following orders, he says. His voice shakes. He asks if I can clarify that corporate pressured him. He wants me to help him. For the first time, he sounds afraid. I listen silently. Alex, please. I have a family too. The irony isn't lost on me. I remember him threatening my family. I remember his smug smile. You should have thought about that, I say quietly. Then I hang up. Michelle advised me not to engage. I forward the call log to her anyway. Derek's desperation is noted. Corporate offers a private payout if I sign an NDA. The offer is substantial, enough to save my house and more. But it protects them from exposure. It silences me. I think about Lily and Jake. I think about the mortgage. The money would solve our immediate problems. But then I think about every employee still suffering at Sterling. I think about workers at other companies facing the same theft. Michelle watches me wrestle with the decision. Claire holds my hand. It's your choice, she says. I look at the offer one more time. Then I refuse. Some things matter more than money, I tell Michelle. The Labor Office announces official findings. Willful wage theft affecting over 300 employees. Record tampering. Retaliation against whistleblowers. Maximum fines totaling $4.7 million. Sterling must pay back wages plus penalties. The announcement makes national news. Carson, the investigator, holds a press conference. He commends the brave employees who came forward. Though he doesn't name me, everyone knows. Wallace and Michelle stand beside him, representing the class action plaintiffs. Sterling's reputation is destroyed. Major clients cancel contracts. The company faces potential bankruptcy. Derek's career in management is over. Corporate fires multiple executives publicly to restore trust. Derek included. But it's too late for damage control. Regulatory agencies widen their investigation into Sterling's other facilities nationwide. The CEO resigns under pressure. The board appoints an interim leader. Victoria is terminated. Patricia gets promoted for her courage. She calls to thank me. You gave me hope to do the right thing, she says. I'm genuinely happy for her. The company implements new oversight systems, but the damage is done. Sterling's value has plummeted. Investors are furious. Several file shareholder lawsuits. The lawsuit settlement is massive. Back pay for all affected workers. Damages for emotional distress. Penalties paid to the state. My portion clears our debt completely. Claire cries from relief this time. We can keep the house. We can breathe again. Lily's college fund gets fully funded. Jake's medical bills from last year get paid off. I find a better job at a company with strong labor protections. My new boss, Andrew, treats employees with respect. Wallace and Michelle become friends. They tell me I made a difference. Other workers facing similar situations reach out for advice. I help where I can. Months later, I run into Derek at a job fair. He's unemployed and looks defeated. He avoids eye contact, pretending not to see me. But I see him. He once told me to be grateful. He used his power to humiliate and threaten me. Now I'm standing here, stable, respected, and debt-free, because I refuse to accept humiliation as the price of feeding my family. And here's the real lesson. They count on people with mortgages. They count on fear. They count on silence. But the moment I stopped being afraid of losing the job was the moment they lost everything. Derek glances my way once, then quickly looks down. I walk past him without a word. Some victories don't need speech.